Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have a concept weekend league, right? Where we try out some of the new players that EA released so far so that people can watch them in regular gameplay. To be fair, you guys are not going to see any defensive highlights with SCHMELZER, but I did actually enjoy using this card a lot. You can see that I'm actually using him on, I believe this is 7 chemistry, right? Because if you take a look at his in-game stats, he's still going to have 98 acceleration, 98 for sprint speed, and then near enough perfect defense and physical. So I didn't really necessarily mind not giving him the full boost because the card for base card stats is already set up nicely for me to be able to use him in most of the areas. I was using him as one of the center backs for the most part, and yeah, he performs pretty well. Sula is definitely really nice. Emerson's card, pretty decent. You know, if I had like a Nuno Mendes, it'd be like the same thing. You only got this card for links, but obviously if I just need that link to Verratti, you could have just got the Nuno Mendes card, which probably isn't too expensive on the market nowadays. But yeah, I'm creating this video because I know that people like these types of videos. It'd probably do better on the channel if I was consistent at it. But I think you guys know why I'm not consistent at doing these types of videos, because I think that the gameplay in this game is completely horrible, right? So, and you'll see, man, because the types of goals that I score, it's always the same thing, right? Because the next-gen version of FIFA, I do think is... I mean, I say this every single year, but the gameplay is horrible, right? Like, it really is. The gameplay footage that you guys are going to see is one of the worst versions of gameplay, which is what you get most of the times you play this game. To be honest, it doesn't really ever feel... It very often feels like fast and responsive. Like the last tactic video that I did for the 3-4-1-2, the first games up until the last like 1 or 2 games was good gameplay, so I was actually able to move like fast. But in these highlights, you're going to see me doing commands. You're going to see them behaving really dumb because of this emphasis and this slowness and this horrible control this game has. But welcome to FIFA. They never fix this issue, right? So yeah, it's the reason why I don't do more of these types of videos, although I do think that people like it, because it basically allows you to see what regular FIFA is for the most part, right? So yeah, the team that we have here, I'm going to make this concept around Di Maria, SCHMELZER, and Insigne, although you probably, like I said, you won't see any highlights for SCHMELZER because that's like the defensive stuff, right? But to be honest, very good card. I actually enjoyed using him for what it was. But yeah, the way that this team is going to be lined up in game, it's not super perfect for where I would normally play these players. Like when I tell you guys that I feel like a card belongs in this one area, that's the area that I would mainly use them in, right? Like for instance, I do think that Insigne is a side player. I think Di Maria is a side player. But for what this team is, and for me to be able to fit both of the cards in the team, or all 3 of the cards in the team, this is just what we had for the review account. I tried not to buy anybody. The only player I had to buy was Neuer for the Bundesliga links in the defense, right? But yeah, this is going to be Air Japes' 3-4-1-2. Honestly, if I didn't have this formation in this game, I would be stressed out like crazy because I think everything moves like garbage, right? Like every tactic is just completely horrible in this game. It's just a really bad... It's an unpolished FIFA, pretty much, right? So very happy that Air Japes created this tactic, because without it, it would be very stressful to play, to be honest. But yeah, instructions will be overlap step up for SCHMELZER, although Emerson's going to be on the same instruction too. You guys have seen this tactic before. I've done it like 3 different times this year. Stay back while attacking, stay on the edge of the box with the cross for the center mids, left mid and right mid on comeback, cam stay forward, stay on the edge of the box for the cross. Wow, that's supposed to be get into the box for the cross. I think I ended up doing that just to try something out near the end of the games, but it is supposed to be get into the box for the cross, and then get in behind, stay forward for both of the strikers. Yeah, so yeah, we're gonna be using that mostly. I only switched to this 4-2-4, which I don't even think I switched. Yeah, you could see I never switched to this. I never even attempted to use this, because I think normally I would probably like do that. Insigne, Di Maria, I'd probably like do that normally. But yeah, I switched this one time in the game and I actually managed to score a goal with the 4-2-4. You'll actually see the players all being in random positions because, like I said, I just wanted to get some highlights playing with a concept squad for the most part. But yeah, this is how the team is going to be lined up, guys. We're going to show you guys how it played out in game, and we'll take it from there. Okay, guys, so yeah, we're going to be doing a breakdown for the types of goals that I ended up scoring. Guys, honestly, nothing special, right? Really nothing special. The tactic videos this year was pretty much all the same, because the new gen version of FIFA is definitely one of the worst FIFAs I've ever played. But I mean, that's not really like a feat that is, you know, a thing that you actually have to reach, because every single year this game's pretty horrible to play, right? Like, they just don't know how to make a proper video game at that point, right? Like, the game this year for the new gen version is something that we have to talk about in a rant video in the future, because it is the direction that they want to go towards. They want to go into the next gen, you know, version of the game more than the old gen, because, you know, with the recent information that we've received with a whole crossplay situation is that they're not doing it for old gen, they're doing it for new gen. So it's really good that for the future rant video, we're going to be doing essentially a breakdown of this game in regards to gameplay content, all that kind of stuff. Because it's very important to do. It's actually very good that I play the new gen version of the game this year, and not the old gen as much, because again, that is the direction that EA wants to go. So the rant will make more sense for that kind of stuff, right? But yeah, guys, really nothing special. This 3-4-1-2 tactic, man, if it wasn't for Air Japes this year, it'd be very hard for me to play this game. Like, I would have to go to the old gen version, because the new gen version is a game of nothing. Like, that's the best way that I can explain it. It is literally just doing 3 different things, and doing everything else just doesn't really mean anything. The playstyle is pretty much the same everywhere, right? But yeah, like I said, this 3-4-1-2 tactic, guys, it's literally just you pushing the defensive line further back as much as possible to create your space, right? You're going to see a lot of situations where I am genuinely dribbling like an idiot for the whole time, waiting for my attacking AI of the players to adjust themselves. That's why when I do the player reviews, right, I always talk about attacking AI constantly, because people think, oh, you know, attacking AI doesn't really do much in this and that, right? For me, it's literally the whole game. If I don't have proper attacking AI in certain situations, I genuinely just can't really create attacking space for me, which has effectively killed off draft for me. Like, I used to grind draft a lot. Like, I actually saw a picture of me grinding it back in the day, and I had like a record of like 1,000 wins and 66 losses. And yeah, I just don't enjoy playing that game anymore because of multiple reasons, which we will get into for the rant video. Mostly because, you know, the gameplay already feels awful with me giving dribbling boost to most of the players in this game. But imagine I can't do it to any of the players in the draft gameplay with a formation and tactic that just doesn't do anything in the next gen version of the game, right? But yeah, so 3-4-1-2 tactic, again, just pushing the defensive line further back as much as possible. All I'm doing is doing all these extra dribbles. You can see that I always wait for this extra pass, go for that shot, because it's kind of like what you have to do. Mbappe's attacking AI, I tell you guys all the time, is one of the best in the game when it comes to the striker position. Like, he will aggressively make that run forward, but then he'll create that space for him up top, right? With the direct passing instruction, that's the type of space that you just have to work with the most, right? So we get into a situation here with Mbappe doing a passing play between him, De La Feu. We get a nice little chip shot with Di Maria with his right foot. And it was kind of cool because he did the chip shot, but then it curled inwards into the bottom right corner, which was definitely very, very sick. But yeah, all the gameplay footage that you guys are going to see here is horrible gameplay. You can see from different animation choices like this one, like just my player kind of disconnecting from that tackle and stuff. It just feels very slow, heavy, and unresponsive, which was every single game. We can manage results in this gameplay, guys. Like, this has been a thing for years, but managing results and actually enjoying the experience of actually being confident in your ability and doing things quickly and fast. Like, you do play, and I say this every single year in FIFA. I've said this for like the last 8 years. When you play FIFA and it feels like this, which is 90% of the times, you are essentially playing nerfed for yourself. Like, that's what it is. You're playing nerfed, right? Because you have to compensate the commands that you want to do in your brain for what the game actually wants you to do, because it sometimes pushes you in directions that you don't head towards ever. It sometimes makes you do an extra dribble that came out of nowhere, a command that you never did even before the command actually popped up. Just a bunch of stuff, right? Like, I always consider FIFA a compensator game, right? It's a game that you're not actually playing to skill. It's a game that you are compensating for what the game wants you to do and how the game actually feels, right? So, you know, not new information on my part whatsoever. But yeah, the types of players that we were using in this formation, guys, Insigne, Di Maria, I was constantly rotating the team all the time because, like I said, guys, when I do the player reviews and I tell you guys that players belong in the striker position or they belong in the wing position, blah, 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 it holds true. Like, I always make sure that I tell you guys these things because it's very important. Because when you are formatting your team a certain way, don't get me wrong, some wingers, they can definitely play in the striker area and do a perfectly fine job. But there's just like, in FIFA, there's like 2 or 3 specific attacking AIs that I just feel like is super necessary to have when you're playing these guys in the striker position. For instance, that new Alvarez card, he has like this aggressive attacking AI, which is fine, but it's not the attacking AI that I personally want my strikers to do. I need, you know, Kylian Mbappe's attacking AI with his high-low. I need flashback Benzema's attacking AI, which does not exist on any card in this game. Vinicius Jr. Team of the Season card has the most unique attacking AI in this game. I have never experienced a card that moves the way that that card does. Most of the other cards in this game, they move in very generic ways for the most part. So yeah, when I was using that Team of the Season Vinicius card, it was really nice to use them because I wish whatever it is they did to that Team of the Season card, I wish that a lot of cards felt that way, because it actually allows you to play more football oriented with the way that these cards move, right? Vinicius is a combination of every single attacking AI imaginable. So you don't feel super limited when you're using that card because he does everything that you kind of need him to do, right? So it's really sick. Like, he's a come close, push forward kind of guy. He understands how to utilize space behind the defense. Like, it's, for me, it might be the best attacking AI I've used this year, right? So it's always very important to have players that, you know, you feel like you can use in specific positions because they belong there. Like, a lot of the times I was using Di Maria as a striker, and then I switched Insigne to the cam position, and genuinely speaking, like, these are cards that I would use in different positions, right? But for me to be able to fit them in the team, to be able to play in these positions, I had to rotate it the way that I did, right? So, but like I said, always tell you guys, try to play the players that play in their best positions, because it's going to be very important. Like, Mbappe's high-low, you could definitely use in the side positions, but it's just more aggressive. It's just not the type of play style that I want, because the runs that they make in this game are really, really bad in the side positions, to be honest. Like, the attacking AI is absolutely horrible. So it's just a matter of what you want. Like, unless you have a Team of the Season Vinicius card, like, they just don't really move in special ways, right? Like, they mostly just stand there and do nothing for the most part. Like, they will kind of rarely like cut inside, right? But yeah, that is going to be all the highlights. I'm sorry that this is one of the videos where I do complain. Guys, to be honest with you, when I do like player reviews and stuff, a lot of the times I am complaining, but I just remove it from the video to not give you guys a bad time. But I do genuinely believe that this game is absolutely horrible to play. And, you know, like, they don't actually deserve an audience to play this game, because that's how bad it is, in my opinion. But yeah, this is the Concept Weekend League. Again, I'm sorry that this is like a video where I kind of complain about the game a little bit, but it's just to show you guys like the types of goals that I score and the way that you have to play. It's just, you know. So yeah, ranked video will be coming soon. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.